Well, it's Uncommon Fossil, and going to talk about Pokemon TCG Live and some news that came out today, or I guess it came out yesterday. I didn't see it till today. And there's some patch notes for the next update, which is coming out on Tuesday, February 18th. The game will be down for the day, 8 hours, which isn't good. Hopefully they get better at that. But we actually have positive news to talk about this time, which is a rarity. So super awesome there. Oh, by the way, after I talk about the news, I'll just talk about, I think for a minute, what I'm thinking about with this channel in the future. So if you care about that, just stick around after I talk about the news. Otherwise, after the news part's done, go about your day, I would say. Okay, so here's to get into the news. And the first point is the big one here. Under featured here, it says players are now able to mute their opponent's reactions in a match. So I know at times I've gotten emote spammed. You probably have too. It's really, really annoying. Back in, this is one of the many features that PTCGO had, the old client, that did need to get updated. So I'm never one to say we should go back to that, because first off, it's not going to happen. It can happen, but also it needed fixing. The problem is they gave us something worse, but we're getting a feature that we've wanted, that the old game used to have. It's taken over 2 years. I came back to this. Here was a post back in November 22, someone saying, hey, please give us a mute button for other players' emotes to prevent spamming of emotes. So finally, it's going to happen. It has been requested so much by so many people. So finally, something is happening about that. Super, super awesome there. Some other good things too. Players can now remove match timers and challenge their friends to a match. Again, something PTCGO had that this game should have had all along, probably. But if you're playing against a friend, and obviously as well for like a tournament, like through like a limitless online tournament, sometimes, depending on the tournament rules, you want to be able to turn off timers. And also, if you're play testing with a friend, which is really, I think, how Pokemon envisions the use of live, you want to be able to not have timers on so you can take your time, think things through, discuss it. Or if you're just having a casual game with a friend and just want to talk as well as you're playing, super good there. When a match is concluded, players are able to, you can add your opponent as a friend with a single button press. That's fine. This is another plus, which is something I'm glad is coming to the game. If a player has knocked out opposing Pokemon that have a combined prize card value greater than or equal to the number of players' remaining prize cards, in other words, you'll take all your prize cards. The remaining prize cards are auto-selected for them, so no more having to manually select the cards. Or worst cases when you're the losing player and you didn't want to concede, you're letting your opponent play out the game, which is fine. Your opponent takes the win, and they don't really bother to take their prize cards right away, and you're just sitting there waiting for them. So auto-selecting the prize cards, super, super good there. There is this under featured, something which I don't know what it is. It says new, quote, click to place feature has been added. See, quote, news for more info. I don't know what that is. I guess that'll be coming in the future. What that is, I don't know what that is. So I haven't seen, I haven't been able to find a news article about that. So some click to place feature, we'll find out what that is when it drops, or maybe we will actually get some information released beforehand about what that is. There's other fixes, so other fit polishes fixes, we'll see if they update the graphics again, because I really like to do that, as we all know. So a few card fixes, which is good. One of the cards they're fixing is an issue with Espeon EX, which is good because they're forcing us to play a lot of these evolution decks because of these challenges. So I'm glad they're fixing that. And then the other gameplay / battle fixes. Getting rid of fixing a few things that would cause soft locks or the game to freeze up on you. So that is good there. Glad for that. Those are things that they haven't been great about fixing. So there's a number of important fixes here. They're fixing an issue with the Battle of the Professor daily quest, so that's good because that was causing problems. Hopefully it sorts that. I'm a little confused by what they said about it, where 2 Battle of the Professor daily quests appeared after the tutorial with the professor. I guess because once you finish the tutorial, I don't know you can go back and do it again. So I'm glad I think that's getting rid of that problem that you kind of would get locked up with progressing in your daily challenges. Although daily challenges are basically broken right now, I got to say, and hopefully that gets sorted out soon. Doesn't address that, I will say. And then they are fixing the other issue that I know we're all been worried about here, where our catchphrases don't always appear at the start of a match, and obviously that just ruins the fun of Pokemon. So thankfully they're getting around to fixing the catchphrases. not appearing. Obviously, look, I'm being sarcastic there. That's not an important issue, but again, no reason not to fix it, of course. So things we don't see here that obviously are the real concerns. First off, nothing about those times you can't select cards in right? Because when you start a game and occasionally you play your nest ball and you can't select Squawkabilly EX if that's the type of deck you're playing, it pretty much ruins your game and things like that. So they need to get that fixed. It doesn't happen a ton, I will say, but it does happen occasionally. And then the other problem, which is just happening more and more based on my experience, and I think what other people are saying, is the getting the rewards for the daily challenges, or just getting any rewards at all for battles, is just not happening a lot. So honestly, the last few days, I've gotten 0 rewards for playing the game. And it's very frustrating. So pretty much the battle pass, they don't get that fixed. It's not going to, just won't be able to make progress there. So hopefully they fix that. That again is they're quiet about. So there's major issues that still need fixing. But this is positive news. This is the best news about Live basically in a year. I think we had when the battle pass was added, and that was on February 20 or 21st. So basically this is a year later, so maybe that they're now removing the emotes, which I'm very glad for, because those occasional games, it doesn't happen all the time, but when you get emote spammed, it is no fun, and not being able to shut it off has been rather terrible and torturous. So adding that to the game, I can't imagine it was too tough. So very, very pleased for that. Thank you for everyone that's been requesting it. Finally, they listen, responding, so that's a good thing. So maybe every year in February, they want to give us something positive. I don't know. Hopefully, we don't have to wait another year before Live gets something significant to it. So, while yes, it's not the hugest thing, turning off those emotes, it has been a great need in the game, and I'm glad for that. So, some positive changes. I am pleased about that. Again, not fixing everything, and I really do hope they get the daily challenge issue fixed, because that has been a problem. So that's the news. I will provide, there's a link below to this article in the description. If I forget to put the link there, just let me know in the comments and I will add that in. So just talking about the future of the channel for a minute here. I haven't been making videos a lot for a couple reasons. One, I have been busy, so I don't have as much time. That's part of it, and I don't want to make videos just for the sake of making videos. And then the other thing is I have been feeling a bit uninspired about Pokemon. Live Pocket, first off, I've been playing some, but I'm not loving Pocket. I got to say, I like the regular TCG better. So which is great. I'm happy with the regular TCG. But I also have been a bit down on the TCG. Partly Live is not been good, especially the fact that I'm getting 0 progress in the last few days for my daily quests. I've kind of now, last couple of days, just not even touched Live, because I'm finding it just a really negative experience. That's one thing. Also, I like playing some little more off-meta decks. It takes time to do that. Having less time makes that tough. And to make decks an off-meta deck and be able to put the time in to develop it, cook it up, and so it's useful to present, is harder too. So I'm gonna, I will get back to just kind of cooking up some off-meta decks, not worrying about anything else in the next month or so. And hopefully I come up with something that I think is worth presenting, and I will gladly do that if I come up with something. But the other thing, this is my plan for kind of the year ahead. Rotation is going to happen late March, and there's a lot of new players in the game, and I have always wanted to, helping new players get into the whole game, and helping them about that is one of the things I like to do. And I also do like the whole in-game economy, how to get things. And obviously with these changes that they made last year, it's gotten tougher for new players. So what I'm going to do when rotation hits, I'm going to start a brand new account that day. I believe I've created the Play Pokemon account. I haven't logged into Live yet, because if I log into Live, I'll get all the 2024 starter decks, and I don't want that. So the first day after rotation, going to log in, probably going to, something intended for new players, right? So I'll probably start off with all the basic tutorials, how to play stuff, but then also how to approach it as a new player in the in-game economy, because that is tricky, and then how quickly can I get competitive decks and all that. So going to really take, I think in 2025, my plan is to take a new player focus to it. We'll try to do some decks as well, but I will be limited in resources, so not sure exactly to what extent I will be doing rogue decks and such. Hopefully I do. The in-game economy is still not too bad, but getting resources early on as a new player is a challenge. So I also want to just in order to make sure I'm giving the best advice about how new players should approach the economy, the one thing I want to do is trying it myself is the way to validate that it is the correct advice. So, which means it just takes time. So, I've made recommendations in the past. I will in the future, but want to make sure that the recommendations are the best because I want to make it a positive experience for new players all around. So, that's just a little bit about the future of the channel. Looking, going to be new player focused, I think, in the year ahead once rotation hits. And at least, hey, we have some positive news. Just, it's a small thing being able to turn off these emotes, but it is a good thing. And these other little fixes are good. These are the type of fixes they should be making on a regular basis. Hopefully, it's the start of more improvements. I don't know. But anyway, any day we get good news about Pokemon TCG Live is a good day because we don't get them as often as we like. So anyway, positive news, and look forward to these changes getting implemented, and hopefully it all goes smoothly. So take care, have fun, and play some Pokemon.